Good morning, it's Father Joshua here, and I'm here with another assembly for you, and today we're going to be talking about friendship. So, to start off, I want you to answer two questions for me. First question is, if a friend invited you to go to the seaside with them, what would you say? Okay, turn to the person next to you for just 10 seconds and answer that question with them. Okay, time's up. So I'm expecting that most of you said that you'd say yes, you'd want to go to the seaside and you'd accept the invitation. Okay, now imagine that your friend hasn't cleaned out their rabbit hutch for a whole month and they've asked you to help clear it out with them. What are you going to say? Again, take 10 seconds, talk to the person next to you and see what you say. Okay, time's up. I guess that you are probably less happy to help with that activity, to help out with the cleaning of the rabbit hutch, than you were to go to the seaside. A good friend is someone who sticks by you in good times and in bad. Listen to these examples of friendship that I'm going to read out to you. Are they being good friends or bad friends? Put your thumbs up if you think they're being a good friend and thumbs down for a bad friend. Okay, first one is, Mark was really sad at school one day because his hamster had died. His friend Seb asked if he could sit next to him that day and told him a joke to cheer him up. Okay, 5 seconds, thumbs up or thumbs down? I think thumbs up. Okay, number 2. Karen was invited to Sarah's birthday party, but she couldn't go because her family was visiting their grandmother that day. Sarah got upset with Karen and said she wasn't going to talk to her anymore. Okay, take 5 seconds. Good friends, thumbs up. Bad friends, thumbs down. I think that's a thumbs down. Joel and Sam were playing with Joel's football. Sam kicked it so hard it went over the fence. Joel got really angry with Sam and stormed off home. Okay, thumbs up or thumbs down for that one? So I think thumbs down. Thumbs down because Sam hasn't treated Joel's football properly, and Joel hasn't been a good friend to Sam because of the way that he reacted. Okay, and one last one. Gordon noticed that another girl in the class was always picking on and laughing at his friend Dawn. Gordon decided to tell the teacher about what was happening. Good friend or bad friend? Okay, I think good friend. So now I'm going to tell you a story about two women from the Bible who were very good friends. Their names were Ruth and Naomi. Naomi's husband had died a long time ago, and Naomi lived in a country far from her home. She was delighted when her son married a woman from the country she had moved to, and the woman's name was Ruth. The two women were great friends and they loved sharing a house together. But then a very sad thing happened. Ruth's husband, Naomi's son, died, and so Ruth and Naomi were all on their own. They were both very sad, but they looked after each other. Naomi had come from her town of Bethlehem years before, and that's where all her family were, many miles away. She pointed towards Bethlehem and told Ruth that now her son was dead, she was going back home. Now Ruth could have stayed with her old family in that country that she was from when Naomi was living. But she and Naomi were great friends by now, and she couldn't bear to think of old Naomi making the long journey to Bethlehem all on her own. "I'll come with you," she said. No, you stay here with your own people. You'll be a foreigner in Bethlehem," said old Naomi. But Ruth wouldn't listen. She knew what a friend had to do. She packed her things, said goodbye to her family, and set off on a long journey with Naomi. And, do you know, while they were in Bethlehem, Ruth fell in love with a handsome rich man called Boaz, and they got married. Naomi was delighted all over again that her dear friend Ruth had another chance to have a family. And indeed, Ruth and Boaz did have a baby. And in fact, Ruth became a grandmother. Her grandson was very famous. He was King David. And in fact, many years later, there was another baby born in Bethlehem who was going to be very famous. But we'll come to that story in a few months' time. So we've heard some examples of good and bad friends, and we've heard the story of the good friends Ruth and Naomi who stuck together even in difficult times. So now it's time for us to talk and think about how we can be good friends. Take 2 minutes to talk as a class with your teacher about how we can be good friends to each other and how we can show our friends that they're important. Okay, time's up. I hope you had a really good conversation with your teacher and with your class. I'm going to finish with a prayer now, and if you want to make it your prayer, we'll say Amen at the end. Let's be quiet for a moment. Dear Lord, thank you for our friends. Thank you for the example of Ruth in this story. Please help us to be good friends in both good and bad times. Thank you that whatever happens to us, you want to be our friend. Amen. It's been lovely to be back with you virtually this morning, and I'll be back with another assembly very soon. Bye for now.